I can have it all. Can I simply ask you where you get this money from? Money. Money.
You're already at like 20 minutes. Okay, let me speed this up. So, we all had like, it was like 5 tables, like that was like the section. And my friend, I see her going, the birthday girl, I see her going over to talk to a young lady who was sitting by herself, but she had been sitting by herself for a really long time, so we knew like she wasn't waiting for anybody or whatever. But she could have just been there having dinner. I've done that plenty of times. I'll go places. I've never been ever the type that feels like I can't do stuff on my own. I know there's a lot of people that feel some type of way about that. Like, you won't go to the movies alone. You won't do certain things alone. I'm so glad I'm not that person. I've never been that person. Anything that I want to do, I can do alone. The only thing I probably won't do alone is traveling outside the country, only because there's a lot of risk with that. You know, a lot of things that I know that maybe you guys don't know when it comes to like traveling outside the country, and not because I'm whatever, it's because my line of work. So there are certain things that I know that are very dangerous for women when you travel outside the country alone, and they definitely target you. So in the States, I could be alone. Outside the country, I think I'm having like a buddy. But so there was this young lady sitting there, and my friend goes over to her, and I didn't know what she was saying. We always like, who is that? Who's she talking to? So she go over, and all of a sudden she brings this girl over to where we are, and she's like, guys, this is whatever her name was, I don't remember, you know, today is also her birthday, and she was sitting over there alone. Do you guys mind if she joins us? And everybody's like, no, you know, sit down, have a good time. She ends up sitting next to me, because I was one of the last people that came in, and I was on the edge of the table, and so there was another table right next to me, so she ends up sitting there. So obviously me and her end up talking because my friend brought her over, and I was the closest person to her. So it was very interesting to talk to this young lady. She was a single woman in her 30s dating, and she told me that she found this girls group because her mother had said she needed. Hold on, it sounds like Chunky chewing on something. What's chewing on? When I tell you, you have to have a third ear, third eye for those with little kids. Listen, I do not envy you, because these 2 pets of mine, just these 2 pets, drive me crazy. This one the other day, I caught chewing on my cabinets, my bottom cabinets. I don't own this place. This ain't my place. So you really chewing on somebody else's. Now I gotta figure out how to sand that shit and make it look good, because when it's time for me to leave, I ain't paying for that shit. Come on now. Anyway, has a freaking box full of toys. You know what he looks for? Everything else. Anyway, y'all, let me continue with the story. So this young lady, she comes over, she's telling me about her life, how old she is. You know, she's dating, but she can't find the right one, and people are pressuring her and her family. She's at that age, you know, like mid to late 30s, where people are like, okay, are you gonna have kids? Are you gonna get married? Blah, she's feeling the pressure of other people. So I just kind of gave her like my 2 cents or whatever, and she asked me a little bit about me, and kind of told her I was going through a separation and how long we had been together and blah blah, without getting too crazy into details. And then so, you know, she said she was tired of like sitting in the house being alone, so she found this group locally of women that do things together. And I've heard people talk about that like on YouTube, like you find like these girl groups, and that's not really my thing, but I think that is good for people who, you know, want to do things or want to be out, want to explore, want to meet new people. I think it's great. So she was telling me the places that they have gone and the things that they have done. And, you know, some women she clicked with and some women she didn't. But she's like, it's a great way to like stay active and, you know, not be in a house alone, being sad and whatever. And so she was telling me about some dating apps. And so it was actually nice talking to her, and I felt like it was an opportunity for her to kind of like purge the things that was going on like in her world. And I was very attentive, like listening to her. Yeah, that was that. And then I ended up going home probably like 6 or 7, and that was actually a Sunday. So I had work the next day. So when I say I was tired, but you know, sometimes you got to be there for the people who have been there for you regardless of what your situation is. And I promise you, like I said, people in the beginning, if you're going through something, will definitely try to reach out, you good, check in on you, but that stops after. My blood cousin, it is so funny to me, this holiday season, I have, you know, my favorite family members and other people who I don't speak to. And the craziest thing to me is I can count on my hand the amount of people in my family, my blood family, who knows what I'm going through, right? Well, you may not know all the details, but you know that I'm going through something very like traumatic, life-changing. You know, you don't know if I'm good, I'm bad, whatever. No calls, no texts, no, you know, like hitting up on social media, nothing except the ones that do, you know. And sometimes it hurts because like if you're from my old channel, you have heard me tell stories about like my family, my blood family, whom I have always been there for. And you know, like I always say, do things for the cause, not for the applause. But it does become hurtful when your whole life all you've done is try to make sure everybody else is good. Even when I wasn't good. Even in the beginning, you know, before I had a couple dollars or, you know, a stable life, like I was still trying to figure it out myself. But if I had an extra 100 or whatever, like I'm making sure you got groceries, your kids got shoes for school, like who these schools, because that's just not even what I was taught. That's just what my heart said that I needed to do. So, you know, to have like my cousins, I have a big family, you guys, huge family. To have like my cousins only reach out when they need something, or only reach out when they trying to get like gossip in the family or something like that, it's like, don't talk to me. I've cut so many people off, like starting pretty much in 25. Like I started to just get serious about curating the people that I want in my life, the people that I want to see on my social media, which I'm still doing that. Sidebar, like what is the deal with social media? Like I swear I don't understand. Like I see people, family and friends, who I have followed and supported, they be liking all the celebrity shit. Like y'all know these celebrities don't know y'all, right? Like y'all liking every single thing that the celebrities do, but y'all won't support y'all girlfriend that opened a candle shop. You won't support your cousin's new post on her new kicks. But y'all in every celebrity's comments, there's like 5 people who, when I be scrolling, and I promise y'all, like I don't be liking everything. Like I'm definitely supporting my people though. The people who I follow that are my people, I'm liking everything I see. Like, and then I see some of the people who follow me or, you know, are in my circles, on all the celebrity, like you like everything the Shade Room posts, but you don't like none of my shit. You don't like none of your sister's shit. You don't like none of your cousin. What's wrong with y'all? That has to be like a mental problem. Like you think Beyonce seeing your post, bro? The shit is hilarious to me. But anyway, so let's just fast forward. That was no, and then I went to on the 19th. I didn't get any photos or any video, but remember I was telling y'all my old job was having a party on the 19th. I did go to that. Was fun. I ran into this young boy that I talked to. He's an officer, but I might have mentioned him, I don't know, but he was like, when I met him, 32, something like that. And this kid was pursuing me so heavy. I definitely spoke about him. And this was like maybe a year after I had separated, right? Because I didn't talk to anybody for a long time after me and my spouse split. You know, some people I know, they be ready to rush into like another relationship, quick, fast dating. That's not for me. I can't do it. Like I still feel like, and it's been like 3.5 years, still feel like I'm not healed yet. Like I am not ready for these commitments and these like, child, that's just me. Everybody do them. I really be minding my business. But yeah, it was like a year or so, and this young man was pursuing the hell out of me. And then I finally was like, okay, let's do lunch. And he drove an Acura, and that was like our bonding thing because I drive an Acura, but he drove I forget which one it was, but was fire. I'm not gonna even describe it because if anybody sees this video, I don't want them to know who he is. But anyway, so when he pulls up on me where we was meeting, he didn't tell me he had Acura because he was like, what car you driving? So I told him, you know, my truck. And then when he pulled up, I didn't know that was him. And in my mind, I'm like, this act is fire. And he gets out. And I was like, shit, you ain't tell me you drove an Act. He was like, yeah, when you told me you drove an Acura, I didn't want to tell you, you know, that I drove one too. And his was kind of like souped up or whatever. So my truck was bigger. So I was like, you want to drive or you want me to drive? And he was like, no, your truck is bigger. So let's just get in your truck. So I was like, okay. I know I'm going left real quick. Anyway, me and this young man had went on a couple of little dates. We text back a couple of times. And then his like age and immaturity started to show. And he lied to me about a couple of things. And he just wanted to smash, y'all. I promise y'all. Like, and at that time, I was like at my perfect size. Like, body was amazing, okay? Stomach on flat. Like, I know I was looking pretty good. But yeah, I was a lot older than him. And some people were like, because I was telling my cousin about him, and she was like, why you even care? Like, just hit it and quit it. And I'm just like, I am not that girl. I'm going to do a separate video about dating and like my feelings and like all the experiences that I've been having. But I'm not that girl. I'm not the like hit it and quit it girl. I'm not the girl that's like, oh, you know, like I'm going to just let him smash because I don't care. I don't want no commitment. Like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Trust me, I tried. It just does not sit right with my spirit. So, yeah, like I don't know what you trying to do, but like we not on the same page. Like some of the stuff was like he was doing was like very immature. Anyway, fast forward, y'all. I saw him at the party, y'all, and I haven't seen him in like a year. And so, well, I didn't see him actually. So I was dressed very casually. I had on these, I'm gonna put a picture up, these green Converse that I had just bought. I thought they were so cute for the holidays, and I was so glad it wasn't snowing, because if it was snowing, I wouldn't have been able to wear them. I had on some jeans, a leather jacket. I don't remember the top I had on, and I think it was like a black top, and because it was warm that night, so I was able to wear a leather jacket and just, you know, like on some regular shit. I didn't even get to do my makeup because I worked that day and time had got away from me. I think we had an in-house party, so I wasn't able to do, you know, all the things. So it's just me, my regular face. Y'all see my regular face. You know, so I was on some regular cool shit. And so I was walking around mingling, trying to see who was there, who I knew. And this guy like grabs me, and I turn around and I didn't recognize him. He had glasses on. He didn't wear glasses before. I do wear glasses too, but I don't wear them all the time. And so like I'm like looking at him, and then he takes his glasses off, and he was like, remember me? And I was like, hey, right? So he like excuses himself from the people he was talking to, right? And he looked good. He's good looking. He's a good looking young man. I never did anything with him. So he like pulls me to the side, and he was like asking me about the new gig or whatever. And I'm just like chatting with him. But it was just like awkward because like the way we kind of ended things was just like, yeah, you not what I'm looking for. He's like, you ain't gonna let me smash, like, and I'm just like, no. He's like, but you said you're not looking for nothing serious. And that's the thing I'm gonna get into when I talk about these ninjas. Like, when you tell a man that you're not looking for anything serious, they immediately think, okay, well, we could just smash, and I don't have to text, I don't have to do anything, whatever. Like, bruh, that's not what I mean. But anyway, this is how they think. So it was good to see him, and he was just like, make sure, you know, before you leave, you let me know, whatever. I was like, okay, yeah, no problem, good to see you, bro, bye. Like, I saw him, he was like dancing with multiple females, and somebody told me that he's engaged to be married, and I'm just like, he's engaged to be married, but he definitely hollered at me, definitely told me to holler at him before I left, and was in there dancing with like 17 girls, but he was engaged to be married. Okay. So that was the 19th, and that party was actually really fun. I got home, had a great night's sleep, a good weekend, so can't really complain about that. And then the last couple of days of work before I went on holiday break were good. I went to a lot of like in-house little luncheons and things like that. So that was, basically I've been on break since Christmas Eve, the night of Christmas Eve, and something terrible happened. So Christmas Eve I was at work, and I'm trying to, you know, wrap everything up because I knew I'm gonna be on break and I'm gonna be chilling, relaxing, maybe go to a couple of things here or there. So I'm paying my bills that are due before the end of the year. And I go to pay my insurance for my car. And, I have like an agent, and she calls me and she goes, hey, tried to run your card 2 times and your payment's not going through. I was like, what? Girl, what? One thing Crystal is on top of is her bread, right? So I'm like, no. So I clarify what card they're using, and I'm like, no, that's the correct card. I was like, run it again. Like, I definitely know I have money. I didn't even check, but I definitely know I have money in the account. So she runs it again and she's like, nah, it's not going through. I'm like, impossible, right? So I was like, well, let me call my bank, right? It's Christmas Eve. I'm not sure what was happening. So I call my bank and they're like, you don't have but such and such left in your account. And I'm like, what? So I go into my account myself and I'm looking at all of these random miscellaneous charges, 200, 400, 300, 500, 700, 800. And I literally go into like a panic because I know that these are not my charges, right? Thousands of dollars right before Christmas, y'all, right before all my bills. I'm like freaking out, right? So now I speak to fraud people or whatever and go through what I felt was like 100 charges, each one, and dispute them verbally. And I had to sign papers to say that I'm willing to prosecute, these people, whomever they are. And in the meantime, guess what? I have no access to any of my money. My accounts were frozen. Things are coming out of my account that are bouncing back. And I literally am just shut down, right? So this was right before Christmas, y'all. So good thing is that I have another account, had a couple dollars. You always should have more than one account. Should have a little bit of money in cash just in case. You just never know. I'm the biggest person of you just never know what is going to happen. So you have to be prepared in multiple ways, right? I was a zombie because first of all, not only are things not being paid because this is the account that I use to have most of my bills come out of. Who in the hell got into my account? How is this even possible? And I would tell y'all, so you don't know what I do for a living, but what I used to do is not the same thing that I do now. It's the same, under the same umbrella, but my duties and things are different. So my security is a little different than an average person's security. So things on my phone, I couldn't have TikTok and certain apps and stuff like that because of the security that I have to keep in order to maintain my own security, my job's privacy, things like that, right? Once I got promoted, I didn't need as much security, right? I got a little lax. I'm not gonna lie. I was doing things that I don't normally do, like shopping online and things like that. I don't normally do. I ordered something from Instagram. I don't normally do that. That site ended up being not a real site. So a couple of things I was just like, nah, you gotta tighten it up. I've taken my card, I have auto pay on a couple things, took my card off of the auto pay. We live in a crazy world, and as much security as we think we have, we don't, because the schemers and the scammers are out here on top of it better than you. You're not. One night I came home and I actually had dropped my debit card outside of my car. It was one of these nights I was out and I didn't even realize it. And my neighbor, he knows what kind of car I drive, and he ends up asking me, was that my card? And I'm like, oh God, I did not even know that I had dropped it. So I'm like, was that the night that somebody could have took a picture of it and did whatever? I don't know. That was literally only a week or so before this happened. But then, I used my card numerous places. I work in the hood now. I'm like, I don't know if I went somewhere, used the card. They have those skimmers that take your information. I don't know how it happened, but it happened and they got me. And literally right now, I'm still waiting for my money to be released back into my account because I'm under investigation, or my account is under investigation. So just imagine, it's just me now. I don't have somebody where I can say, bro, my account was hacked. Let me hold a couple thousand so I can pay these bills and do whatever until, they finish the investigation. I don't have that. It is legitimately me, myself, and I. So like I said, I have another account, I have a couple dollars, whatever. Thank God to hold me down. This was right before Christmas, you guys. I hadn't even done like a little bit of grocery shopping for my house. My plan was to be home on Christmas, right? Because I didn't want to go anywhere. I wanted to be in my own home, cozy, relaxed, watching my little Christmas movies, eating me a little something. I speak to the person who I have told y'all about that I have known for 20 something years. I don't call him my man. He doesn't call me his girl. It's definitely because of me. And, he was just checking in and I'm like, stop, telling him what happened. I was in a very bad mood. I just felt like, how much more can I be taken advantage of? Like, y'all don't know all the details of like what's happening with my separation, but it's just so many things that I just felt like more and more is just being put on my plate. Like what have I done so bad to just keep getting like all these bad things happening? And then I realized, Crystal, you are not special. Way worse things happen to people. This is life. You cannot control what is going to happen, what has happened, what will happen. You have no control over that. That doesn't mean that I need to be like, woe is me, because like what I tell y'all, Christmas, the day, like I was just like not in a good space. I was just not in a good space. I had to make so many phone calls, to avoid getting like late charges and fees where, they're pulling from your account and there's no money there. So that was basically like my first couple days of being on holiday break. My very good friend, I will say, the one I told y'all that I've known for 20 something years, the one who has been there with me, for me from the beginning of my separation, he came through. Okay, he came through. He was like, what you mean you don't have access to your account? What you mean you're not doing nothing? What do you mean you're just sitting here like being sad? So he came through and definitely cheered me up, and his family, we went to a party one of those days. Like, it's very much a blur, but I will say thank God for him, because I was depressed. Like, I mean, again, you try to do the right thing. You try to be a good person. You try to live your life the right way. Bad things happen to good people too. It's the reality of just life. You're not above or immune to bad things happening to you because you're a good person. Like, that's just not how life works. If you ask me, I feel like more bad things happen to good people because, I don't know, they just do sometimes. So yeah, so that was like the 25th, the 26th, the 27th basically was me just being very sad and trying to fix my account. Then I get like a call, y'all, on Christmas, no, the day from a coworker who I'm not necessarily like even cool with, but I used to work with her in my old location. A lot of people have transferred from the old location to the new location, and she sends me this text and she goes, sorry, I'm reading it. Sorry I called so early. I did something I shouldn't have and I need to talk to you. Please call me when you have time. Bro, it is the day after Christmas. What? Like, my initial reaction was like, I don't even care what it is, especially because of everything else I was going through. I did not want anything else on my plate. I could not take another thing. Like, I didn't care what it was. Leave me alone. I'm not calling you. I don't know, unless you dead in a ditch or something. Like, and if you were dead in a ditch, you wouldn't be texting me. So I ignored it because I just couldn't. I didn't even know what it was at the time, but I was just like, I can't. So then I want to say like 2 hours after that, another friend reaches out to me, sends me like an 8-minute voice note, and is talking about this young lady who we all try to avoid because she has a lot of like social issues. She doesn't really know how to like be quiet and like not tell people's business. It's just the whole thing. She's not very good at knowing how to move and shake around people, right? So then when I speak to the other girl, well, when I listen to her voice note, I'm like, okay. So this particular girl got a promotion, and I ended up telling the other young lady who I didn't want to speak to about it because I didn't know that it was a secret. I didn't know that nobody was supposed to not know, whatever. And come to find out, the girl was like, I don't know who told her, because it was a group of women we didn't necessarily vibe with, and she felt like they told her, and now that me and this girl work together, it was like too much drama for me on the day after Christmas. Like, I'm on break. Y'all don't know all the shit I already have on my shoulders. Y'all calling me with this nonsense. It took me a little minute, but the girl was like hysterical. The one who left me the voice note about she was gonna beat her ass and beat everybody's ass, and I didn't want nobody ass to be beat. So I ended up calling her back, and I said, look, she called me. I didn't know what it was about. I didn't respond to her, but it was probably me who told her. And I told her the situation. I was like, we was right before the Christmas holiday. We was on the train talking. She asked if I still spoke to you. I said, yeah. And I said, I know she's happy to, be leaving. And she was like, she's leaving. And I was like, yeah, she going to this location. She got a promotion, whatever. And I was like, it probably was me. But I told her straight up, I was like, I didn't know that you didn't want anybody to know. I didn't know that it was a secret. I thought everybody knew. Because usually when people get promotions, it's public knowledge. But maybe it wasn't. And I took full accountability. I said, I don't know if it was me, but I definitely did tell her. And why would you call somebody on Christmas? This girl, this is what I mean. She has no social cues of how to talk to people who can tell. Why would you call somebody on Christmas asking them if they got a promotion? You haven't spoken to this girl in months. You haven't checked in on her. You haven't said anything. But y'all have like y'all little group chats. They have a group chat that we not in. It was just strange. And I understood the girl's frustration because she didn't get along with certain people. And she felt like this girl was like trying to start. I cleared it up on my end. I said, I don't know if I'm the one who told her or she was just trying to confirm. I don't know, but I did admit to telling her, right? So that was that. I still haven't called the other girl back because I really don't care about her that much. So leave me alone. So that was like the 26th. The 27th, we were expecting a huge snowstorm, right? So I was like, I'm just over it. I'm tired of the snow. I'm tired of the cold. I'm tired of everything. I was just like, I can't do it. But then I always revert back to, Crystal, you are blessed. Crystal, you have so many good things going for yourself. Crystal, you're able to do whatever you need to do, blah. And so I just remember trying to get myself out of like the funk of like everything that was happening during my Christmas break. Y'all know I love Christmas. This is why I wasn't vlogging. This is why I just kind of like dropped the ball. There was just too many things happening and I couldn't grasp, like stabilize myself. Like my mind was just like all over the place. And so yeah, we didn't really vlog at all. So we ended up having a huge snowstorm on the 27th. I'm gonna take a picture of, I'm gonna show y'all a picture of Chunky like just laying on the couch under the covers, under the blanket, because that is literally all we did. We watched movies. So that was, then I had to get up and take him outside. He did get a new coat for Christmas. I'm gonna show you a little video of his little coat that he got. It's a little too big for him, but I don't think Chunky's gonna grow anymore, but yeah. And so the good thing, like I say now about living in an apartment, is I don't gotta worry about shoveling a sidewalk, a stair. I do have to worry about my car, but that's it. They take care of everything. They sort everything. You don't have to worry about that. It's taken care of. And that is definitely a benefit of apartment living. So I got all these treats for Chunky.